Hey, welcome. This is our second lesson on distributive property. And I want to show you, before we start, before we take notes, I want to show you an illustration that I think might help. I've got here a bag of healthy snacks. I wish it were unhealthy because I like Twinkies and stuff better, but whatever. This is healthy snack. And inside this bag, lunch bag, I got 3 apples and 2 bananas. I actually eat 2 bananas every day. I love bananas. 3 apples is too many. But I want to ask you a question. What if I needed to make 7 of these bags? This is 1, but wait a minute, I need 7 of these bags because this is what distributive property is. And so we're going to take a look at it a different way and try and get an answer in your head. What do you think the answer to this would be? Let's go look at this next slide. Oh, and I got to make my screen bigger. I got to jump this in here for the video. There we go. Okay, it looks like this, and you don't have to write anything in your notebooks yet, but these parentheses, I want you to think of them every time you see a parentheses, that I got a bag of something. I got stuff in the bag, and this outside number multiply, and that multiply symbol is usually invisible, right? That 7 would be right up against the parenthesis, and we're asking, then, what would you have if you had 7 bags of this? So let's take a look at it again a different way. Oh, see the 7 bags? Yeah. What do I have? Someone shout it out. I'm okay. I got bananas and apples. This is what we would write, and now I want you to write this in your math notebooks. And if you want to draw a little sketch in your notes, we don't have a whole lot of time for you to actually draw 7 bags of these healthy snacks, but I got 3 apples and 2 bananas in each bag. And I'd like you to focus on the fact that these parentheses here, these parentheses are the things that are telling us what's in the bag. And so if I were to answer that question, I would come up with, I got 21 apples and 14 bananas. That's what I have. Watch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. There's 21 apples in there. And the bananas, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14 of them. And we noticed that instead, really what I could do is just multiply that 7 times the 3 and the 7 times the 2. Go on to our next slide. Give you a minute to copy that down. Thinking what's going on in here. This is what I should have done. Add this to your notes if you would. Let me pull out my red pen here. I'm multiplying the 7 times that 3. And we make this little loop like this. And I'm multiplying the 7 times the 2. That's where I got my 14 bananas. And I'd also like to, in green, it's invisible, but in here, remember, is that multiplication symbol. Is it always multiply? Yes. If I have a parenthesis and a number next to it, it's always multiplied. But I'm multiplying the whole bag. See, I'm multiplying everything in the bag. All right, so let's take a look at a problem like this. So here's an example, and I'm thinking in here, what will this equal? Because we're working on distributive property. And what I'm going to have, my thinking is that I got, wait, how many apples do I have? Shout it out.
1.
Yeah, 1 apple. Put the invisible 1 in there, please. Make sure you put that on your papers. And I'm going to think of the 6 actually as $6 in cash. Wouldn't that be cool? You got a bag and there's $6 of cash in there. How many bags do I have? 2 bags. So I've got 2 bags, and in each bag is an apple and $6. And so what I'm going to end up doing, and these are invisible, but this is the thinking that you're doing. I got to multiply the 2 times the A times 1 apple. That'll give me 2 apples. And I got $6 in each bag. That would give me a total of $12. And this is all that we're doing. We're seeing what this equals. So I'm going to go on to another example in just a second here. I'd like you to make sure you get this copied down. I'm going to move rather fast. You can watch the video again if you need to catch up. So let's go to another problem and see if we can make sense of this. This looks a little different, right? because I got the 5 on the right side, and be copying this down, right? Because this is going to go fast. Copy this problem down on your paper, in your notebooks. These are your notes. 2 bananas and $4 in each bag, and shout it out. How many bags do we have? It's this number out here. So I'm going to go take my marker in here, and this is invisible. In between a parenthesis is a multiply sign. So last time we had the number in front. It doesn't matter if it's in front or in back. This is still distributive property because I'm multiplying this times the number of bags I have. So I got 5 bags, and in each bag is 2 bananas and $4. So this time my arrows are going to look a little different, and they look like this. I'm going to multiply 2 bananas times the 5, and I take my $4, and I got 5 bags of them. So I'm thinking, what do I actually have now? When I empty out all those 5 bags, what am I going to be left with? Can you picture it? Yeah, 10 what? 10 bananas out of those 5 bags, and 2 of them in each. I got 10 bananas, and I got $20. There's $4 in each bag, 5 bags. And so this is what this looks like. And this is all that our distributive property is. So this next problem coming up, catch up on this, make sure you've written this down. This next problem is going to have some negatives in it. And so now our thought about lunch bags kind of falls apart, but we got the idea of what we're doing. What about a negative? See this -4 out here? This is our multiplier. So go again in your green and put in here that this is multiplying. So you're copying that problem down, and we're remembering that this means multiply. This is where our distribution happens. Our distributive property happens here. But I'm doing -4 times h. How many h's are those? Yeah? Did you remember to put the 1 in? Whenever I have a letter, I want a 1 in front of it. And so the other one is -4 times 2. -4 times h is going to equal -4h. Do you see that? And -4 times 2 is going to equal -8. So this is what I have. What do we do with plus signs when we're adding in my class? Yeah, so really, I mean, I wrote it because that's how you're going to see it in a math book, but really, I know. What do I have? After doing this distributive property, I have -4h and -8. That's what I have. And we don't actually, I did this in green, right, because it's all invisible, but I know my thinking says I don't want to actually look at that plus sign. I've got -4h and -8. So we got one last one. I'm going to have to move quick. I wanted to limit to 8 minutes, so I got like about 30 seconds to finish this one. Look at this negative on the outside of the parenthesis. This is really a tough one. This is the hardest one to understand. That negative actually is an invisible -1. And so what I'm multiplying is a -1 times the 5e and a -1 times -3. Now, when I'm multiplying and I got those 2 negatives, right? -1, -3, it becomes a +3. And that -1 times the 5e becomes a -5e. So this is an introduction, and now let's go try some problems on our own. Feel free to watch this video again to just like, are you making sense of this and what kind of questions might you have? All right, thanks for watching, everybody.